let us discuss the concept that in a parallelogram opposite sides are equal. That means if we are given a parallelogram ABCD, in a parallelogram ABCD, the opposite sides are equal. That is, AB is equal to CD, or we can and AD is equal to BC. We have to prove that the opposite pair of sides is equal. It is given to us AB parallelogram ABCD, and to prove AB is equal to CD and AD is equal to BC. For this we will have a construction. We will construct the diagonal. We will join the diagonal AC. Now we join AC, and the proof will follow as. That means we were given a parallelogram ABCD and we were supposed to prove that the opposite sides are equal. That means AB is equal to CD and AD is equal to BC. For this we have done a construction. We have joined AC, that is the diagonal. Now we see that AD is parallel to BC because they are the opposite sides of a parallelogram. And AC is the diagonal. AC is the transversal. That means we have AD and BC are parallel lines and AC is the transversal. So we can say that angle ADC is equal to angle ACB. That is, angle DAC is equal to angle ACB. Alternate interior angles. Similarly, if AB is parallel to CD and AC is the transversal, because now AB is also parallel to CD because they are the opposite sides of a parallelogram, and again AC is the transversal. So we can say that angle DCA, this angle is equal to this angle, and DCA is equal to CAB. That means this angle is equal to this angle, or we can say that angle DCA is equal to angle CAB. Again, alternate interior angles. Alternate interior. Now both the angles. So now in triangle ABC and triangle ADC. Now we are taking the two triangles ABC and ADC. So we know that angle ACB is equal to angle DAC from equation 1, and AC is equal to AC from equation 1, and this is common in both, and we angle CAB is equal to angle DCA from equation 2. From equation 1 we have seen that ACB is equal to DAC, then AC is equal to AC, it is common in both, and from equation 2 we know that angle CAB is equal to DCA. So now angle, side, angle. So we can say that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle CDA. That means triangle ABC is equal to CDA because we know that this angle is equal to this angle and this angle is equal to this angle. So angle ACB, triangle ACB is congruent to triangle CDA using ASA criteria of congruence, because we know that angle two angles and the side included between two angles are equal in one triangle to the corresponding two angles at the side. So we can say that triangle ACB is congruent to angle CDA. From CPCT we can say that AB is equal to CD. Now AB is equal to CD and AD, or we can say BC is equal to DA. So opposite sides are equal. This is what we were supposed to prove, that AB is equal to CD and BC is equal to DA. So we have proved that the opposite sides of the parallelogram are equal. So this is basically, we were given a parallelogram ABC and we were supposed to prove that the opposite sides are equal. For this we have done a construction. We have joined AC. Now we have taken two sides AD and BC, as they are the opposite sides of a parallelogram. They are parallel to each other and AC is the transversal cutting them. So we can say that angle BAC is equal to angle ACB at alternate interior angles. Similarly, we can say that DCA is equal to CAB, again alternate interior angles, when CD and AB are the parallel lines and AC is the transversal cutting them. From these two relations, and we know that AC is common in both the triangles, so we have proved that the two triangles are congruent. And from CPCT we can say that the opposite sides are equal. That means AB is equal to AB is equal to CD and AD is equal to BC. So this is how we have proved that the opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. Now let us try to prove the converse of the above theorem. The theorem was that if in a parallelogram opposite sides are equal. Now we have to prove that if we are given a quadrilateral in which the opposite sides are equal, we have to prove that it is a parallelogram. We have been given a quadrilateral ABCD. ABCD is a quadrilateral such that it has been given to us that ABCD is a quadrilateral and such that AB is equal to CD and AD is equal to BC. The opposite sides of a quadrilateral are equal and we have to prove ABCD is a parallelogram. That means we are given a quadrilateral ABCD in which the opposite sides are equal. AB is equal to CD and AD is equal to BC, and we have to prove that ABCD is a parallelogram. For this again we will have a construction. We will join AC. Now we will join AC. So the proof will be in triangle ABC and triangle ADC. We are given that AB is equal to CD and BC is equal to AD and third AC is equal to AC. This has been given to us. It has been given to us. The opposite sides are equal and AC is common in both. So AB is equal to CD, it has been given to us. BC is equal to AD, it is given to us because the two opposite sides are equal, and the third side, that means AC is equal to AC, which is common in both the triangles. Therefore triangle ABC is congruent to triangle C. For writing the name of the triangle, we will see the three statements. As in the first and the third statement we have A common, and on the right hand side in the first and the third statement we have C common. So A will replace with C. Again B, in the first and the second we have B common, and in the first and the second we have D common. So it will be C, D and then A. That means triangle ABC is congruent to triangle CDA by the SSS criteria. Criteria of congruence, that means side, side, side. Criteria of congruence, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle CDA. So from CPCT we can say that angle A is equal to angle C and angle A is equal to angle C and angle C is equal to angle A. That means if angle A of triangle ABC, that means angle 1 angle 1 is equal to angle 2, that is angle C of triangle CDA. So angle 1 is equal to angle 2. Similarly, this implies angle 1 is equal to angle 2. And similarly, angle C of triangle ABC. The angle C of triangle ABC, let us suppose it is 3, and the angle A in triangle CDA, let us mark it as 4. So it implies angle 3 is equal to angle 4. Now angle 1 is equal to angle 2, but they are alternate interior angles, when, because angle 1 is equal to angle 2, when they are alternate interior angles when AB and CD are straight lines and AC is the transversal. But we know that angle 1 is equal to angle 2, and therefore we can say that AB is parallel to CD. That means from CPCT we have found that angle 1 is equal to angle 2, but they are alternate interior angles when CD and AB are the two straight lines and AC is the transversal cutting them, and as they are equal, so we can say that the alternate interior angles are equal, so the lines should be parallel, or we can say AB is parallel to CD. Similarly, we can prove that BC is parallel to AD. That means as both the opposite sides are parallel to each other, so we can say that ABCD is because both the opposite sides are parallel to each other. That means AB is parallel to CD and AD is parallel to BC. So we can say that ABCD is a parallel. To sum up, I would like to discuss the concept again. We were given a quadrilateral ABCD in which AB was equal to CD and AD was equal to BC. That means the opposite sides were equal, and we were supposed to prove that it is a parallelogram. For this we have constructed a line AC, that means we have joined AC. Now in triangle ACB and ADC, AB is equal to CD, it has been given to us, BC is equal to AD, it has been given to us, and AC is common in both. So both the triangles are congruent using SSS criteria. So we have written that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle CDA, or we can say angle A of angle ABC is equal to angle C of angle of triangle CDA. So now angle A of angle ABC we have marked it as A, and angle C of triangle CDA we have marked it as 2. So we can say that angle 1 is equal to angle 2 from CPCT. But they are alternate angles when CD and AB are straight lines and AC is the transversal. As we have proved that they are equal, and when the alternate angles are equal, the lines should be parallel. So we have so AB is parallel to CD. Similarly, when we have proved that angle 3 is equal to angle 4. Again, they are alternate interior angles when AD is and BC are the straight lines and AC is the transversal. So angle 3 and angle 4 will become the alternate angles, but as we have proved they are equal, so we can say that AD is parallel to BC. So as both the pairs are parallel to each other, so we can say that ABCD is a parallel. Apply the concept that opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. We are given a question such that we have a triangle ABC, and through vertex B, A and C we have drawn PQ, QR and PR such that PQ is parallel to AC and QR is parallel to BC and PR is parallel to AC, and we have to prove that QR is 2 times BC. That means QR is 2 times this side, that is BC. So to prove this we will use the concept of opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. So the proof will be as BC is parallel to RA, because we know that BC is parallel to QR and RA is a part of QR, so BC is parallel to RA and RC is parallel to AB, because we know that PR is parallel to AB and RC is a part of PR, so we can say that RC is parallel to AB. Therefore, in quadrilateral CBAR, opposite sides are parallel. Therefore, quadrilateral CBAR is a parallelogram. Now, when CBAR is a parallelogram, so we can say that BC is equal to AR, because we know that opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. That means we have taken a quadrilateral CBAR, and in CBAR we know that BC is parallel to RQ. By the question it has been given to us that BC is parallel to RQ, and we know that when the whole line is parallel to a line, the part will also be parallel to a line, so we can say that BC is parallel to RA. Now BC is parallel to RA, similarly RC is parallel to AB, because PR is parallel to AB and RC is a part of PR, so we can say that RC is parallel to AB. Now in a quadrilateral CBAR, CB is parallel to RA and RC is parallel to AB, as both the opposite sides are parallel to each other, so CBAR is a parallelogram. Now when CBAR is a parallelogram, opposite sides will be equal, so we can say that RA is equal to BC. Let us mark it as equation 1. Now we know that as BC is parallel to RQ, this implies BC is parallel to AQ, because AQ is a part of RQ. As BC is parallel to RQ, so BC is parallel to AQ, and similarly we can say that AC is parallel to BQ, because AC is parallel to PQ, it has been given to us, and so AC will be parallel to BQ, because when the whole line is parallel, the part will also be parallel. Now AC is parallel to BQ. Therefore, in quadrilateral ACBQ, in quadrilateral ACBQ, opposite sides are parallel, because in ACBQ, AQ is parallel to BC and BQ is parallel to AC. That means opposite sides. As AQ is parallel to BC, so one pair of opposite sides, and AC is parallel to BQ, so the other pair is also parallel, as both the pairs are parallel to each other. So we can say that ACBQ is a parallelogram. Now when ACBQ is a parallelogram, so BC will be equal to AQ, because opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. Let us mark it as equation 2. Now RQ is equal to AR plus AQ, because RQ is the straight line and A is a point on it, so RQ is equal to AR plus AQ, and we know that AR is equal to BC, so we can replace AR with BC, and similarly AQ is equal to BC, so we can replace AQ with BC, so it will be BC plus BC, or it will be equals to 2 times BC. So hence we can say that RQ is 2 times BC. So this is how we can apply the concept that opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. To sum up, what I have done, I have tried to prove CBAR as a parallelogram, because both the opposite pairs, that means BC is parallel to RA and CR is parallel to AB, as opposite pairs are parallel to each other, so CBAR is a parallelogram, and from this we can say that BC is equal to AR, because the opposite sides are equal. So it was the statement 1. Similarly, we proved that CBQA, or we can say ACBQ is also a parallelogram, because AC is parallel to BQ and AQ is parallel to BC. So as ACBQ is a parallelogram, so we have proved that BC is equal to AQ. Now that we have marked it as equation 2. Now we are taking the line RQ and we have a point A on it. So RQ is equal to AR plus AQ, and we have replaced AR with BC from equation 1 and AQ with BC from equation 2. So using the values of AR and AQ from equation 1 and 2, we have replaced AR with BC and AQ with BC, so we got RQ as 2 times BC. So this is how we can apply the concept that opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal.